Hey guys, so I recently ordered this EV charging cable from AliExpress, so let's have a look together how it looks and whether it's any good. So it comes with this carrying bag. It's kind of thin material, but I think it's gonna work. Some paperwork, I will check that later. It comes with this hanger for the cable, so you mount this on the wall. You can plug in the socket and then hang the cable over here. It has this kind of carbon fiber look. Now I see a little bit issue. These edges where the cable should be hanging are a bit sharp, so I'll probably sand these down a little bit just to avoid, damaging the cable. Here's the Type 2 connector. Yeah, it's rather nice. It's rubberized plastic. This looks pretty standard and pretty tough. Okay, so here's the cable. It's a 5-wire, 2.5 millimeter plus 1 x 0.5. I guess that's the communication wire. I guess this is the brand. Here's the plug. So this is a standard 16 amp 3-phase plug over here in Europe. Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good. Pretty massive box. Actually, I thought it's gonna be smaller. It has also this carbon fiber look. And then you can set the amps and the delay and timer. So it's an 11 kilowatt charger, essentially 3-phase per 16 amps. Now let's take this apart and see how this looks actually from the inside. It actually has regular Phillips head screws. Okay, let's unplug this, just have a bit more space, and also this one. So this is apparently the control board, and this actually comes with Wi-Fi, so it's a WBR3, and I actually seen someone online changing this for something else, for an Tasmota module, so maybe I'm gonna do that as well. Okay, let's have a look into this. These are the 2.5 square millimeter cables. So these are the 3 phases, the gray, black and brown, and the blue is usually the neutral. Here's the grounding. So this is some small power supply that is providing essentially power to this as well. And then these are the control wires, I assume, for the CTs, which are actually measuring the current. And then these have to be the relays which are turning on the actual phases. This one is turned a bit different than the others, I guess, because if it's going to go this way, then it would be rather close to either of these. So I guess it's the best way to turn it around. It's possibly not the best design on the PCB. Let's have a look if we can see something about the quality of the cables. Let me remove one of these. Not sure how good is this visible, but this seems to be pure copper cable. Because even when I scratch it, it doesn't look like, aluminum that would be just copper coated. So I'd say this is okay. Okay, so I reinstalled this cable and I just made sure all of these others are tight as well. Now I was looking into this because I was kind of interested. I figured that only one of these is a relay. This other one is something else and I couldn't really figure out what it is. Now this one is a type B residual current detector. So essentially this makes sure that, all the power that comes in is coming back through the neutrals. So that's an important one and it's good it's there. But I'm still interested, how is this device connected? Because this is essentially 2-contact relay, right? But for 3-phase system, I would expect to see 3 contacts that, all 3 of the phases would be turned on and off. So let's remove this board and see how is it connected from the back, and maybe that will give us a hint of what this device can be. Now this is a good holder, so this is strong enough, so the cables should be holding pretty well, so that's good. Okay. Okay, so just to understand, these three are the phases. The brown one is the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then the blue is the neutral. So these are connected over here. So the relay must be turning on these two and then also the neutral. So this one must be also a relay as I expected, but it's it's a different type, so different brand. So if we have a look, this is HFE 39, and well, this is some Chinese manufacturer. But essentially, I expect it's the very same type of relay. It's just different brands. Let's have a look once again. They are exactly same type of connections. So here are the three phases, 1, 2, 3, and the neutral. So the first relay is disconnecting the first two phases, and the second relay is disconnecting the neutral and the third phase. Here are the current monitoring coils. So here is the current flowing through these, and then these are essentially the coils itself, and then it's coming to this connector, so it's measuring the current. I'm just looking at the soldering job. It looks pretty good. Nothing that I would necessarily want to fix or resolder. Okay, so now it makes sense, makes complete sense. So both of these are relays, so everything is as I expected. Let's put it back together. Okay, so this is reassembled. Let's have a quick look into this. So this seems to be also a small type of power supply, maybe just some kind of step-down converter. So this is definitely all the circuitry to measure the current. But anyway, let's reinstall this back together. I think all of this looks pretty decent. I have really no issues with any of this. Oh, what I just noticed. Look, this is the same as on this one. So what it means is actually this is just a sticker on the relay. So I'm pretty sure it's the same relay underneath. And now I'm curious and I want to check that. Let me remove this one out of the way. I mean, I'm not expecting any warranty on this one, so I may as well just damage it. Haha, there we go. It's the same type of relay, so it all makes sense. So that's good. Okay, it was really strange to use two different relays. Perfect. I actually put it back, but it doesn't really matter. So let's reconnect this. I like these plugs. They come with these latches. So these are good, and also this one comes with a latch. Actually, a nice touch is all these little markings on the cables. Let's close this up. So this looks good. I would actually not expect from better brands or, you know, some higher quality brands, I wouldn't expect anything more. So I think I'm pretty happy with this. Now let's have a look at this cable, if it's somewhat decently installed as well. Okay. Rubber O-ring, and also there's a rubber seal. So yeah, this is, I would say this is decently isolated against, you know, splashing water. It's obviously not watertight, but against splashing water it should be pretty good. I mean, yeah, this is also using ferrules, so this should be fine. Let me check if these are tight. Okay, I tightened all of them a little bit, but they were okay. This goes like this, I can press this back. Okay, so I've assembled it all together, and frankly, from craftsmanship perspective, I have nothing wrong to say about this. I mean, you know, it's built pretty well. I mean, just time will tell how well the components will hold up. In terms of how is it assembled, I can't really say anything bad. I mean, they use proper cables. It's all connected properly. They're using ferrules for the wires. Inside they are all labeled properly. Also, they are using proper connectors. Everything seems to be correct. So yeah, I really don't have anything bad to say. I mean, let's try and connect it and see if it even works. So for now, I'm just going to use this extension cord and connect the charger to it. So just for quick test, I'm going to try it on full power, but especially on the extension lead. I don't want to run it for extended period of time like that. So then I'll drop it down to 8 amps and see how it goes. Okay, it started charging. Okay, so it seems it's going full speed, almost 16 amps, more than 10 kilowatts, so that's good. Let's check the car. Okay, the car also confirms it's charging 11 kilowatts, so everything seems good. Okay, so let me try and set lower amps. Okay, I'll leave it to 0.8, and then with this I could set up a delay on how much actually the charger will wait before it will start charging. That's useful if you come home in the evening and then you set up some delay that, you know, it will start to charge only around midnight or wherever you have a cheap tariff. Then you can also set a timer on how long it should actually stay charging with this other one. So okay, let me try and run it here with 8 amps and see how it goes. This looks okay. So it's charging 6 kilowatts, so it's actually 5.5 only, but this looks okay. Okay guys, so this seems to be working as advertised. We'll see how long it will hold though, but I'm planning to actually mount it here on the wall. So I bought this kind of socket, which is actually for this exact charger, so it nicely plugs in and it will mount like this. I will create a connection over here and then I'll just put all the cables over here so I can then just pull it and plug it in the car. So hopefully that will work out, but that's a project for summer. I just don't really want to bother with this here in the winter. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this helps you and I'll see you in the next one.